In this video, we are going to see the options that we have here in the header bar. Let's start from the left. We have this Hide Outline option, so with it we can hide or show the outlines of the objects and have a cleaner view of the model. In the next option we have the possibility to switch between Blocksurfaces visualization modes. In the Shader Blocksurfaces mode we can see the branch color codes for better identification of each one. The next option is the X-ray visualization of objects, so we can more easily select overlapped objects. The next button serves to show or hide the objects that make up the branches. We can work comfortably this way, with the cleaner character generation. And when we need it, for example in sculpt mode, the interior objects will be visualized again to be able to sculpt them. As we saw in previous videos, this button activates smooth for viewing polygon faces. Again, we must take into account that visual effect. And when we go to generate the final model, it will be generated with the subdivisions that the branch objects have, and for this it is better to see them without smooth activated. Here you can see how the sides would look according to the subdivision that the branch objects have. Now we have these two color assignment squares. As you can see, the second one is to color the objects that are inside the branches. And the first one is the color that the mesh generated by the geometry nodes has. The final mesh will have that color for its material. With the Alt+V shortcut we can select the generated mesh and see the material in the Properties panel. When we finish handling this material we can go back to handling the branch objects with the shortcut again Alt+V. Then we have the C.Mat Copy Material buttons that allow us to copy the material that an end object of the branch has. We will copy the color of the active object's material to all selected objects. With the next button N.Mat we will create a new material. Based on the existing one, we create a new one to be able to give variations to the one it had. The next option is a button to collapse or expand collections within the outliner, to allow seeing the generated objects and their collections better with a collapsed view. Then we have the mirror options for sculpting. Checking it here means that this option will be preserved for each object we select from the branches. So it will not be necessary to activate symmetry on each object we enter to sculpt. The parent and single user options we have already seen in previous videos. And their use in the case of parent is to maintain the hierarchies of the branches we select when we are going to do duplication, mirror, etc. of them. The single user option is used so that objects duplicate or the operation performed, being unique users or sharing the mesh. Afterwards, we have the option to establish the number of objects for muscle insertion or creation operations. The number set here will be the number of objects that will be inserted between the selected ones or between insertions. Then we have the options to filter in the outliner. If we check filter, it will do a filter in the outliner according to the text field. If we check character, it will filter by the name of the character of the object we have selected. In this way we can select an object, apply the filter with its name, and in the outliner make a selection of everything that is shown, so it will be very easy to put the selected objects in local view and work more comfortably with each part. As we see here, by selecting the filtered objects, the parent objects of the filtered ones are also selected. We can work comfortably this way, seeing which object the selected ones will follow or manually hide it and clean up the scene more. Let's filter by the selected Birdman character by selecting some part of Birdman. In the outliner we select everything, and there we have the independent Birdman. Or we can filter by the branch name. There it is, the arms. We select everything in the outliner and with the objects that move them. Or we will select the legs, selecting all the visible objects in the outliner with the filtered collection. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. Like and share if you want to support the development. Thank you very much for your support.